I'm going to be blunt. I don't think children should be using AI. And since the Trump administration seems to be pushing AI onto children, well, I thought that I needed to have a word or two about this. Just in case you realize or notice something strange yesterday, I already made this video and uploaded that to YouTube. And the problem is that it had audio issues, had silence every 20 seconds because I had issues with the license of my audio plugins. So that's why I had to make it private. It's no conspiracy. I didn't get any memo. I'm going to leave the link to that unlisted original video in the description just in case. It's a bit awkward to listen to it because of the silences. But this is a re-recording of the whole topic. The good thing is there's always a silver lining. Now we can add the fact that Trump and Melania were at a dinner with the AI big bosses, including but not limited to Sundar Pichai, Mark Zuckerberg, and of course, Bill Gates. I'm going to dedicate a video analysis of this, but let's stay on topic right now. AI and children. First Lady Melania Trump announced the launch of the Presidential AI Challenge, a nationwide contest inviting students from kindergarten through 12th grade to develop projects that use artificial intelligence to address community challenges. Well, I have my concerns about this, especially the fact that how a kid in kindergarten can understand what a community challenge is, let alone use or apply artificial intelligence to it. So, well, let's pretend that this has good intentions. The First Lady framed the effort as a call to innovation for America's youth. In the challenge, students are instructed to create projects that show how AI could be applied to solve a local challenge, from improving school resources to addressing environmental concerns. Again, a bit too, I don't know, but let's say complicated, especially with the AI stuff. But this is the original video that Melania posted to the White House account. We're going to watch this at double the speed.
Are you ready for an AI challenge? Take part in this nationwide initiative to discover, develop, and expand AI's potential. As someone who created an AI-powered audiobook and championed online safety through the Break It Down Act, I've seen firsthand the promise of this powerful technology. Now, I pass the torch of innovation to you. Just as America once led the world into the skies, we are poised to lead again, this time in the age of AI. The President's National Artificial Intelligence Challenge invites every student in America, from kindergarten to 12th grade, to unleash their imagination and showcase the spirit of American innovation. Our educators will guide and empower you through this process to build a brighter, stronger future for us all. Visit ai.gov to register today.
Well, a couple of things. He said that, well, it's important to expand AI's potential. Well, I think that we should be focusing on expanding children's potential. And she also says that, okay, our educators will guide and empower you. And the problem is that most educators nowadays in the United States are just pushing agendas onto children. So maybe address that first and foremost. It's just an idea. She also mentions that she made her audiobook using AI. I will address that later. But let's focus here on the kids and AI first. She also appeared yesterday hosting that White House task force on AI education, encouraging focus for America to lead. We must manage AI growth responsibly. During this primitive stage, it is our duty to treat AI as we would our own children, empowering but with watchful guidance. And this is a problem because I don't think anybody in the United States or the world has the ability, not leaders, not parents, to be able to guide AI. You know, AI is guided by the AI head honchos, the CEOs, the AI, moguls, so to speak. So they are the ones who can control or condition AI in ways that could be unpredictable and have been unpredictable. So how can we apply this to children, or why it's such a bad idea to say that children should be using AI? I'm going to use this example. I mentioned this example basically in yesterday's video, the same video. in which there is a cute drawing of a dinosaur, a kid's drawing. We assumed it was a kid who drew this. This could have been created by AI anyway. But we need to address how learning and creation works. We have three main characteristics, so to speak. The first one is knowledge. The second one is critical thinking. And the third one is creation. This is like the foundation of how humanity thrives how has thrived, and we will thrive thanks to this. So what is the difference? Knowledge, the first characteristic, is like the ingredient to make the recipe. If you want to make some kind of, I don't know, soup, if you don't have nice ingredients, you will not be able to make that soup. The recipe will be like the critical thinking. You cannot have critical thinking or develop critical thinking if you don't have ingredients or knowledge in the first place. It's like history, for example. If you cannot have a critical thinking about our current circumstances, geopolitical circumstances, if you don't have the knowledge or the previous knowledge of history. For example, as you don't want to repeat history, if those who do not know the past are condemned to repeat it, you know how that works. Or all could be chemistry. You needed to know the foundation of chemistry or the knowledge of chemistry so you can have critical thinking about, how this really works and what can you do and what can't you do. And ultimately, once you have the knowledge and you can develop the critical thinking with that knowledge, is when you can create, you can expand the boundaries of humanity thanks to creation. And that creation can be, of course, it could be academic, it could be artistic. In this case, let's talk about the artistic side. It's very simple. We have this cute little dinosaur on the surface of the moon, and push play, and it just transformed into a nice 3D dinosaur. All right, this is great. It was just a prompt. You know that you can prompt any AI and you say, convert this into a 3D animation of a cute dinosaur just jumping around, and the AI is gonna do that instantly. Anyone, a kid, a kindergartner can do this without any problem. It doesn't even need to type. He can only say this out loud and the AI will follow suit. That is just amazing. It is an amazing tool. The problem is when you realize that in this case, the AI is taking away two steps of the process. It's taking away the creation itself, and it's taking away the critical thinking itself. Why is taking away these two steps? Because all this is kind of ready-made. It's like it is being created on the fly, more or less random by a machine. Just ask the machine something, the machine will regurgitate something that is approximate to what you asked. Because maybe I didn't want the dinosaur to jump. I wanted it to run over the surface of the moon. Maybe I can prompt that. But the AI will interpret that as the AI thinks it will go. We haven't been able to do the AI to do the things we really want to do, and that is a big problem. Big problem comes in which the only way to develop critical thinking, the actual learning, is through going through the process ourselves, through studying the knowledge, developing the knowledge, and exercising the critical thinking. And in the case of any artistic endeavor, is to going through the creative process. There's no way around that. This joke is very good about that. My 11-year-old just had ChatGPT do his homework. I'm pretty sure the assignment was itself AI generated. Dollars to donuts, it will be AI graded. What is even the goal here? Yeah, you're using AI to just answer a problem or your homework, right? And most likely the homework is very basic. It's so basic that it's just asking the AI to solve that. So the problem here, or I could say that the silver lining here is that AI is indeed very good at doing one thing, and it's exposing how our educational system, from kindergarten to 12th grade, even to college, through college, is outdated. We need to focus more on critical thinking, and we need to focus more on creation. Now, the knowledge, it is a bit easier to just ask, quote unquote, the AI to help us with the knowledge. When we don't know something, we don't know some facts about history, we can ask the AI, provided that we check our sources, because we have to check with one or two AIs just to be sure. But the critical thinking has to be within our mind, and we need to go through the creation. It's like the little dinosaur. It's like this drawing, this original drawing. It is important that we go through this, that we use the crayons, that we use the ink, we use the pencils, the airbrushing, the everything. We get our hands dirty into this. We go through the creative process. Some would say that critical thinking and creation are not just stages, but they are parallel. Fair enough. It's the same. You have to go through it. You have to force your brain to go through the critical thinking process. You have to force yourself to go through the creation, artistic creation process. I also worked on 3D, and I can say that making this on 3D will help you understand a lot of stuff of how things work in our world. Physics, lighting, textures, modeling, volume, everything. It's something that helps you nurture taste. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. I remember when I recorded this video yesterday, I left this topic for the end, but this is way more important, and I'm going to mention it right now. Taste and the ability of having critical thinking is fundamental, because you can use the AI to help you solve a homework. No big deal. You can use AI to create a jumping and cute dinosaur. But if you don't have the taste, if you haven't gone through the creative process yourself, you don't have the knowledge of what is good taste, of what is a sound idea, if you haven't developed the ability to generate ideas yourself, how are you going to judge the output of the AI? The AI will be able to make anything, images, videos, formulas, theories. How would you know it's a sound output? It's a nice output. It's a great answer. It's the answer that you're looking for. If you don't have the taste, if you haven't developed the critical thinking yourself, you won't be able to tell a bad answer from a good answer, and that would be essentially a disaster. You cannot ask the AI, is this a good answer? The AI is going to answer, of course it's a good answer. I answered that for you. That's how it works, and that's one of the dangers. Now, we were talking about kids and AI, and we were talking about the Trump administration and Melania about this. And Melania was the one spearheading this initiative. And I have an idea of why is this happening. And the idea has to do with this meeting. Because you can imagine how much is at stake in terms of the investment of AI, of all these companies in the United States. Not only in hardware, but in software and in people. We're talking about Meta or Facebook. We're talking about Google. We're talking about OpenAI, of course, ChatGPT. We're talking about NVIDIA creating the chips. We're talking about trillions. This is a trillions market. And we need to understand that all of these are private companies. And the goal of every single private company is one and only one: maximize profits. At the same time, maybe minimize losses. And how do you maximize profits? You make sure that your product or your service is used by as many people as possible. And if you already have a lot of adults using your products, well, you make sure that your children of the United States and the world also jump into the trend. It's nice, right? It's very lucrative. It is a plan that is gonna make them a lot of money, and that's why you see stuff like this. It's like introducing Dino, an AI talking toy for kids. This is from I don't know which. What is this with dinos and AI? I don't know, but the maker says that this is basically ChatGPT inside of a toy. Now, with all that we have heard, when I made some videos about how people have, let's say, breakdowns thanks to AI, do you really want ChatGPT as nanny for your kid, as a companion for your kid? Because we also know that more and more kids and teens are using ChatGPT as a friend. Like using, I like this because I can share my stuff like privately with ChatGPT, or a cute dinosaur that is basically ChatGPT as a toy. Do you understand where are we heading? Sorry, but you understand that this is all for profits? And of course, it's understandable that if you're in the government, you're the president of the United States of America, you want the economy to prosper. You say, well, okay, we need to win the AI race at any cost. We need to do something about this. We need to integrate the kids into AI. No. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea because of the formula. I can say for formula that I already told you. If kids use AI to solve problems, they are not even actually recognizing the problems themselves, or they are understanding the process to solve said problems and can't even know if the answer of the AI makes sense or not. Again, I am not a looted, I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm going to check that in a minute. I use AI all the time. It's great for analyzing data. It's one thing that is amazing. For generating memes is great. In fact, Melania Trump used AI to record her audiobook. You know that she wrote that book called Melania. Maybe she hired a ghostwriter, as everybody does nowadays. The ghostwriter wrote the book for her. No big deal. That's something that everybody does nowadays. But the audiobook, something that is her voice, we usually want an audiobook narrated by the person who wrote the book or who the book is about, or herself, so we can have a closer meeting, so to speak, with the author, with the person who shared her memoirs in the book. But since she used AI to create the audiobook, I don't know, it's something. I haven't heard the audiobook, by the way. Maybe the audiobook is perfect in the sense that the way it synthesizes her voice. But I always think that there will be something missing, because it's like me making these videos. I try to make them in one sitting, try to make them as organic as possible, because I think that this is something that we are missing nowadays. We are missing the spontaneity of humanity. We are missing the raw energy and passion of humans with all these scripts, all this plain safe. And It's nice for her. Maybe she's too busy to record, but that is a lot of work, by the way, recording an audiobook. But I think that is one of the things that, I don't know, are taking away part of the craft and the magic of creation. But in many ways, we need to address that the nature of humans is creation. We are creators. We needed to exercise critical thinking. It's like we go to the gym to exercise our muscles, lifting weights. Critical thinking is exercising our ability to think for ourselves, not to outsource our thinking to a machine. And I don't think that telling children, hey, you can just ask the machine and the machine will answer and you will have the answer. I don't know. But I don't think with the current state of education, not only in the United States, but worldwide, that is a good idea. Because we already know that the educational scheme or educational structure or the way education works at schools worldwide, it's already outdated. It's prehistoric. If you add a machine that just gives answer, you're going to make the problem worse. You think you're going to win the AI race that way? That is not going to be the case. It's going to be much, much worse, the solution than the problem. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Bad Language Guy. Much love and bliss.